Geeks in Malaysia.
I'm Dãny Ché.
I'm Nick Dorian.
And I'm Carolyn Barr, and today we have some guests. Please introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name is Dãny Ché.
And I'm Danica Irish.
And you are from?
We are from Dãny Ché Comics.
Yes.
Nice.
The
Is this our first
Yay.
time with the comic book store?
Yes.
Also, Nick,
Yes.
could you have the mic pointing at you as opposed to the wall? Thank you.
There you go.
That's very helpful.
On brand.
On brand.
Yes, very on brand.
Hi, Ian.
But yes, this is the first time we're having a comic shop on. Thank you for... Yes. I don't think we've had other people that have sold comics come on the show, right?
There's only one comic shop.
Oh.
Well, there's
Last
two,
comic
but
shop.
one guy is closing down.
Back in the day?
We haven't had the last comic book store guys on.
Yeah,
No, we
those
haven't.
We
guys.
haven't even talked.
The closest thing was a long time ago, Planet 365.
Yeah,
You did
that
a
was for Wham.
Oh, that was for Wham.
Yeah, that was for Wham. Because
okay.
that was when we were in 48 Hour Film Festival.
Yeah.
We finished in 24 hours, so we went to buy some comics.
But yeah, I think the reason why is there are very few and far between comic book shops in Malaysia at the moment. We used to have loads growing up, let's face it. Well, I remember the one in Bangsa was... The one in Bangsa Shopping
Comics
Centre was...
Corner.
Comics Corner, right?
Oh, I love
They
it.
had a few branches, yeah.
Was that the one with the old grumpy auntie?
Yeah, they all
They had the old grumpy auntie, but
The
then
man
it
shop had an old grumpy auntie.
It also had like a hot daughter and a hot son working there. So like sometimes I go there and the hot daughter's there and I'm like, okay, this girl could sell me anything, and she did. She actually put me onto Fables,
Nice!
Hey,
I like Fable. I like
and then I like Fables. That's how I discovered Fables. And then I went there with my girlfriend at the time, and then the hot son was working there, and she was like, and then she left with a bunch of comic books. This marketing works.
Yes.
Yes. Hire hot people for your store, man.
I mean, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
There you go.
But yes, so we are here with our first people who have opened a comic shop in MCOP Mall. You just opened it up, right?
Opening date is on the 29th, but we're soft open right now. It's still setting up and organizing, but people are welcome to come have a look. And
Nice.
Nice.
We've started giving out our vouchers for when people buy and people come over.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Where
exciting.
exactly in M Corp can people find you guys?
if you get to Amcorp, Secret SP is on your left. There's a lift that goes up to level 1, and then we're right smack in front of the lift.
Okay.
Nice.
Easy
Nice.
access.
Now I have a good reason to go to Amcorp.
Come.
No, because I used to love going to Amcorp. And then, even before the pandemic, but also after the pandemic, like, the stuff on sale,
Yeah, it's a
it's
little
been
bit
a
repetitive.
bit, it's been a bit lacking, because I used to love going to Amcorp for cheap records and camera stuff. Most of the camera guys are gone.
Yeah, there's one left.
There's like one guy left. Like there used to be this old Chinese uncle who had like tons of vintage lenses, and he was just like, "Fuck it, I have carousel. Don't need this anymore."
Did you
You
follow
know.
him on
There's
Carousel?
still one person over there with all the old cameras, like at the lower ground floor.
There is.
Yeah, but none of them work. Everything is like terrible
But they're
condition.
vintage,
Yeah. So the,
You know, because now I notice as well, like the prices are a bit, and then it became very toy centric, which is great. But you know, I'm not that crazy about figurines because I've gotten most of the figures that I want. Now I'm just
For
on the
now.
search for the perfect Batman. I still haven't found a perfect Batman.
Okay.
You know,
I will find it for you. Dãny Ché Comics will find it for you.
There's so many Batman figures. I'm like, I just want a Batman, but I'm like, wait, do I get a Christian Bale Batman? Do I get a comic book accurate Batman? Comic book accurate to which era? Which artist? Do I get the new Rob Pat Batman?
so many Batmans.
Do I get 66 Batman? The 66 Batman does look good.
You get
Figure.
Michael Keaton, man.
I know my
Michael
definitive
Keaton?
one that
I used to have
want.
Michael Keaton when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's our Batman, no?
The one
I
that
had
want
Michael
is
Keaton and Bob.
For me, it's the McFarlane Dark Knight Returns figure. The Frank Miller
Oh,
Dark Knight Returns
Frank Miller,
figure.
yeah.
That is my golden egg.
Because I've got other guys. I've got the Joker. I've got the new 52 Joker where he's got the face stapled on him. And I've got Tom Hardy Bane.
Nice.
And Michael Caine Alfred. Because I was like,
Very
what other time do you have a Michael Caine toy?
Yeah.
That's really good.
But I'm like, I have no Batman. I just have a Lego Batman.
That will suffice for the moment.
For now.
But okay, to divert back into a little bit of an origin story, like we want to find out where did your collecting journey begin? How did you get into comics?
I think I was 11 and I found a comic book, Havoc and Wolverine, in my grandmom's house. So it turned out
Your grandma's down with the Claremont, huh?
it was leftover from my uncle. So he used to read when he was young, and then he left it in his old bedroom. So I was like, we would always go hunting for Christmas presents around Christmas time, and then I stumbled upon a stack of comic books, and I was like, oh my god, this is cool.
Wow.
So that was when I was 11, and then when I was like 12, I walked into a comic book store in Wanatama, which was the Mine Shop at the time, run by Alex.
Yes.
And then they shifted to Center Point, so I used to cycle from Tamantun to Center Point to pick up my comic books every week and bring them back. And that was the first time I had a cup of coffee, actually, when I was like 15.
Nice.
From Starbucks. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Starbucks latte. I've heard of Starbucks from Austin Powers. This is amazing.
So comics with the side of coffee.
Yeah, that's how it started, because you're too lazy to cycle back, so you just sit there and read your comic books for a while in the air conditioning and the caffeine. So that's how it started, and then I just kept going back every week, and then that was 2004.
Okay.
That's when I was 14, so I just kept going back every week until recently.
Then how did it go
How
from
did collecting go to
selling?
Well, when I came back I went to Melbourne to study business, and the reason I picked business was everything is a business.
Yeah.
And then I got to the end of my degree, and I was like, shit, I get to pick a business to figure out what to do, right? So the first thing I did was register Dãny Ché Comics at the SSM, the business registration. But I only did the online stuff and the booths at Amcorp, and nothing. I didn't build enough momentum, and the business model didn't quite ripen yet.
When was that? When did you?
That was 2017.
2017. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's
but
around the time
I've had
as
it.
well where digital comics were.
That's right,
becoming
yeah.
more,
But I had an online presence, which was very useful, because people kept looking for me when they type in comics. My name would turn up, and they'd be like, would you like to buy my comics? And I was like, yeah, if I have the money. Let me see. If I have, let's see your collection and let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
And the latest thing I acquired was the 80s collection from this guy who collected in the 80s when he was studying in the States.
Okay.
It was a beautiful collection, pristine, and he kept it very well. I thought I was getting myself into like 100 comics, because based on the pictures he sent me.
Yeah.
When I got there, there were like 800, and I was like, dude,
What
I do
the-
not have the money for this. Like, I'll have to get back to you. I'll have to talk to some financiers or something. But please keep this collection for me. I want to get my hands on it.
Are we talking about, like, was it a mixed Marvel DC? Was it?
It was mixed Marvel DC. It was a good variety, actually. There was
80s,
a lot of indie stuff as well. I got the Frank Miller Batman, the Dark Knight Returns.
First print? Or-
First print, yeah.
Oh!
And a whole bunch of Ninja Turtles worth like high hundreds in the thousands. Like,
Do you have a full run of Crisis?
no Crisis. But I got Watchmen in there as well. Like, but except for the last issue, I got all the.
The last issue.
The last issue, but I got the
Oh,
whole-
it fucking sucks.
But it was a beautiful collection. Shout out to Mr. Linden. Thank you for contributing to Dãny Ché Comics.
Nice.
Wow, that's amazing. So, like, okay, like working, like selling comics and whatnot, especially in this day and age in Malaysia, it must have been tricky from the start, right? Like, what sort of
Very much so, yeah.
issues did you face, especially with comic collectors? Were they very picky in that sense, or did you find they were more agreeable? Oh, I'll get this, I'll get this.
The comic book community in Malaysia is pretty niche and tight knit. So there's like 5,000 active guys on the groups, but actively posting and actively buying, I think a few hundred only.
Trading
So like
and selling.
yeah, so those are the collector guys who look for like the high value ones and then to resell and stuff, and then they have their own personal collections. But I am still targeting the curious reader, the teenager who wants to pick up a comic book and always found it, because it's prohibitively expensive now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the exchange rate from Najib's era for the USD.
How much is a single issue now?
Sorry?
Standard price for a single issue now? New?
Between 23 to 35.
Yeah.
Ringgit.
So
Yeah.
USD is what, $3.99?
Yeah, 399 USD.
That is tough.
499 USD.
Yeah, like back in our day, we could,
$4.99.
Yeah, the 399, 49, and then the special ones are 799. So
like back in our day,
Yeah.
we could get comics for like less than 10 ringgit.
yeah, I got them for like 12, 15. So
Yeah.
like it's still okay.
Some comics I got for 5.
I grew up in England. I was paying in pence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, Dãny Ché Comics, your business model is actually slightly different from I think what we have actually grown up like having. Like
Completely.
Because like the Mind Shop, like you go there and you buy a comic book, but your business model is different. So when you say like stuff like you like Mr. Linden, you bought the entire collection, you're not buying the entire collection at 800 over to sell each and every one of them, right?
No, the collectible ones, sure, but that will be on the back wall to display the pricier things that are more the key collections. But we have 4 business models for the business. So the first one is the subscription base. So for only $33.33 a month, which is like paid quarterly, so 100 ringgit for 3 months.
Nice.
You get a box of comic books which you return every month, and then you get to fill it up with the selection of over 4,000 comic books. So you get to browse and just like pick and choose whatever you want to read and bring it back at the end of the month. So you get to encourage the readership, right? So that's the first business
Someone's
model.
excited.
What if they fuck up the spine and dog ear it?
Well, that's why they're only worth less than $100. So like,
Okay.
the
and
price
the
you stuff-
deposits still though.
Yeah, and we take deposits for the worth of the book as well
Okay.
to replace the book as well. And then we have and if you want to buy it, you're welcome to buy it as well. But
Okay.
and the prices are on there, so that's based on the US market plus a bit of profit for overheads, of course.
Yes, of course.
You
That's
know,
the
we're still running a
second-
business here, guys.
That's the second business model. The third business model is the consignment, because the comic book community loves to trade, and I would love to facilitate the trade and take a cut.
Okay.
And then we're doing
okay.
Honesty.
and then we're doing the rental shelf space. So like a supermarket, but so if you don't want to fork out 20% for your consignment, just fork out $100 a month. Put the higher end stuff on that shelf, and then you can sell your stuff as well.
So that's where we come in and we sell them for you, we market them for you and advertise it for you. I feel like everyone who comes into the shop, they know exactly what they're looking for. So it's like there's a lot of collection right now. I think about now we've got like 5,500 comic books, including the ones that I bought yesterday.
Yeah, we just bought comics yesterday. We went comic diving
It was the
yesterday.
first time I went comic diving.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we bought like over.
I would say 350.
Yeah, that was
but
fun.
yeah,
that
but
was fun.
low quality. But like we got it from the junk bookstore in KL.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like low end, like
But
low
the
quality
second
stuff.
store that we saw was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was a husband and wife, and they were so nice. They gave us like 25%,
Yeah.
25% off for
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Because we bought a whole lot of books.
That
That was fun.
lovely couple. Shout out to Uncle Lau from Lau Legacy in Central Market. If you guys are looking for comics,
Comic diving is
amazing,
fun.
fresh from
Yeah.
England apparently, pristine condition.
Amazing.
From the 60s and
amazing.
70s,
market?
amazing.
Central Market.
Okay,
Central
next
Market.
week.
Yeah, same.
Go up the stairs on the right straight to the back.
Nice.
Okay.
Lau
Nice.
Legacy.
I think the last time I went comic diving, because it was one of the toy stores in Amcop, and I think they were closing down or something. But like they had long boxes just all over the floor, and it's just like it's 3 for 10 ringgit, just fucking.
Oh wow.
But it was just so many. I'm like, I can't go through this, and then it kept going down like 5 for 10 ringgit. It's just like
Yeah.
10 for 10 ringgit, like, bro. But it was just so many.
Yeah.
But one day I had enough time to sift through, and I got a whole bunch of early Hellblazers.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Hellblazers
I got a
are fun.
bunch of Hellblazers from the junk comic book store as well.
Right?
Nice.
Because like you can get the graphic novels like of certain storylines,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of stuff pre Garth Ennis, which were just single issue stories which are hard to find.
Yeah, few and far between, in between
Yeah.
stories, right? They don't
Like the
always include-
storyline where it's very obviously Prince Charles been taken over by a demon. And it's like, why has no one put this in a book? It's like, oh shit, you have that too. You have that too. They all have backs. Yes.
But yeah, okay, I do have to ask, like, we were talking about Kevin Smith outside. So, I mean, you running a comic book shop. Were you at all inspired by Comic Book Man or The Secret Stash?
I watched Batman Beyond. Was it?
Oh, yeah,
Batman
Batman
Beyond.
Beyond
Yes.
religiously. On,
Yeah.
Like I used to do it every week whenever they come up. I never got the free time, but it's like 3 hours,
Yeah.
4 hours long.
Yeah.
Right, so I watched that mostly, and Comic Book Man a little bit, but not so much. I've been getting into it recently. So,
My
but
favorites are when they do the commentary for the Batman movies, the old Batman movies,
Yes.
especially for Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, yes.
It's fucking hilarious. I gotta say though, like listening to you talk about the business models makes me go, wow. If there was ever like an ad for like why you should get a business degree,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I've got an economics degree and I do shit with it. Economics and philosophy, double shit. I just sit there wondering where the money's gone.
I'm still curious if the business model is going to work, so we're just testing the market right now. So
I mean, from the way you're talking about it, it's something that I don't think has been done here. And I mean, have you seen it?
Maybe not with comics, but
Yeah.
back when
Yeah,
I
I
was
don't know if
growing
anybody's
up-
ever done it anywhere else, because like
Not-
this is a very strange physical subscription
service.
model. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like making it into like a Comic Central where everything
Yeah.
is possible.
Yeah.
So as opposed to having the Comixology subscription,
Yeah.
you can have a physical subscription.
Yeah.
Because I mean, maybe call me old or whatnot, but I still feel like having a physical comic in your hands
So
is so
different.
much
The
better than
printed
just
page.
sliding.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
love the history of hip hop, right? And I had it all on Comixology. And then when the last trip to London, they had the physical ones, and I was like, dude, the fucking iPad does not give this justice.
Yeah.
Because it's printed on a specific type of newsprint paper, so the colors are designed for that paper. So looking at it on like bright white iPad versus like the actual print, and it's oversized, like it's huge.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, ayo, 15 pounds a book, huh? I can get one.
Yeah, even Stanley said, you know, like comic books are like boobs. They're okay on the screen, but they're much better in your hands.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
But it is true, and I feel like this is why comics will never die in that sense. Like, comics are still being printed, and there's a reason for it. There's still that slight demand for physical comics.
I mean, for me, it'll die if they don't get good writers.
Well, I mean,
If the comic books themselves aren't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody commented on the page like, why would we buy comic books when we can read them online? And I was like, why buy vinyl if you can listen to it
Yeah.
on Spotify?
Yeah.
You know, like it's a
That
different thing.
actually, that is a very good
But that's
question
the thing.
that people
It's
ask.
the same. It's the same thing as like touching as well. Like, you know, especially if you've never grown up on
Yeah.
physical media.
Yeah.
The first time you hear vinyl, it's like, why does my MP3 sound so shit?
Yes.
no, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, I mean, you know, if you ask you, like, why would I need to buy a physical copy? A part of it, unfortunately, is also like, well, then that's not your demographic.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
definitely,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And if you want to say that like young people nowadays will not be a demographic because they never grow up physical media, but then you get young people nowadays all into vinyls and retro. Eventually, they
the
will.
retro tech, man. Yeah.
Eventually, they will come around, man. They will come
I
around.
mean, right
so-
now, fucking old digital cameras are now the retro thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, what?
Yes.
Film, motherfucker.
7
film.
megapixel power shots.
Yes.
I mean, now they have all these filters to make everything look
Look
old,
old.
and I'm like,
There you go.
bitch, we grew up in that. That was the trend.
I think there was like a Motorola Razr filter or something, so it just looks like that weird like squashed up screen.
Oh yeah, I remember the
I'm
pixelated
like,
ones.
why are we making shit look old? I still have photographs that look this shit.
Apple actually had to take down an app that was going viral. It was an app that turns your iPhone into an iPod. Into an iPod Classic. So it's the iPod menu, the circle
those-
thing,
that's
So you just turn your iPhone into an iPod.
and then Apple went, no! Quick! Which makes me go, are you gonna come back with an iPod, motherfuckers?
no.
What?
I miss that. I love that.
I
iPhone.
don't
I like having a separate device.
I do. I do
No,
too. I have
I
a
think-
iPhone anyway because like
you know, you're
in
listening to
music.
music and someone calls.
Yeah, but in Tim Cook's head, I think the iPod is dead. Because, like, in his eyes, why can I just make one MP3 player when I could still make an MP3 player that's a phone that's... Yeah.
Because the iPod Classic was like 60 gigs.
No, but you know who is coming out with its own MP3 platform
Zune.
thing? No, Walkman.
No, yeah, Sony's always been doing the Walkman.
No, but it looks like the old vintage
Yeah.
cassette tape, but it's just digital.
okay.
They did that even with the when they did the anniversary of the first Walkman,
Oh, really?
Star-Lord's Walkman.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made the exact same thing but digital.
Oh, shit. I
And
did
the
not know
screen
that.
is you'll see like whatever the title of the album is, but it's a tape playing.
Aw.
You see, to me, that's smart.
Nokia did it with the 3310 a few years
Yeah.
ago.
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
That was cool.
Nokia needs to bring back that phone with the MP3 player buttons.
Oh yeah, the Sony Walkman, the orange color one.
No, the
what was it called?
Sony had one.
Was it the
I mean, Nokia had one.
Sony Ericsson.
Engage?
Right?
Was it?
The
No.
Engage was the game,
The game
one,
one, yeah, that was
where
the
you
game
where
one.
you held it in a weird
Sideways.
sideways to answer a phone call.
It was like reddish and whatnot, had like a stripe in it or something,
Yeah, with
right?
the buttons on the side.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was cool.
That was the
Anyway,
time.
comics.
Yeah, anyway, so back to comics. Yes. So okay, like I said, hearing about your business model and this whole subscription service, how did that idea come about? Because let's face it, undoubtedly, I think the last comic shop's name will be brought up because that's the only other comic shop we have in town. Like major sort of
Physical
one.
comic
Is it
shop.
really?
Yeah.
We had Retro for a while, but Retro shutting down as well. So Retro did it in Sri Kembangan. They did like old comics and stuff. But like right now, the last comic shop is called the last comic shop because
Memang.
Memang
the last comic shop.
Memang
It's
the last comic shop.
Yeah.
Until you turn around.
Yeah,
Like,
well, no, they're the only ones bringing in new comics. So we have a completely different business model. For
Oh,
them.
so you don't bring in current comics?
We don't bring current comics, not yet anyway.
I see, I
So
see.
like maybe down the line, maybe when we got more
Oh,
space.
okay,
but
that-
right now,
that makes
not
sense.
yet. So
Mostly for collectors who are trying to like
Complete a
finish
collection.
their-
Okay.
Yeah, so like you said, you're really sharing the joy of the comics.
Basically that's how I came up with the idea because I wanted to share my books and I wanted to make some money out of it. That's about it, you know.
So how many comics do you have in your collection?
You're saying
Personally,
earlier
4,000,
Okay.
and then I acquired the Linden collection, which is another 800.
Linden collection.
Yeah, every contributor has a
collection?
collection. Yeah. So like there's a guy who calls me every week and says, "Bro, you want to buy comic books?" And then he'll send me like 50 and 100. His name's Farhad. So I call it the Farhad collection. And then there was this one guy who was collecting junk comic books from Kelantan, and he found a Pachi store who sold me like I think it was about 200, and I just called it the Pachi Kelantan collection. Yeah.
Oh, that
Everyone's got a tag over there at the shop.
that does differentiate it quite a bit.
There's no
actually.
shortage of people who want to sell comic books.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there are millions of comic books in the world. like,
Yeah.
So yeah, might as well go back.
So does that mean people who want to sell off their secondhand comic books, could they sell it to you? Is that a kind of a thing that you're looking for?
If provided I have the finances, I'm happy to accept. But in the meantime, I have to facilitate through the business model, which is a consignment,
Yeah.
or the shelf rental.
I gotta check back my single issues again.
I know, right?
I need to make some money.
Yeah.
'Cause I know some of them-
Come, I sell for you. I sell for you.
I know some of
When
the
I get money, I
comics-
buy from you.
Some of the comics I bought, I'm like, I know I'm just buying this just to keep it. Like the death of Mr. Fantastic, that issue, complete with the fucking outer package that just has 3 instead of 4.
I've got a full run of Batman Year One if you want to.
That was the fire guy, not Mr. Fantastic.
Hey, did Mr. Fantastic
Human Torch.
die?
No,
Oh, Human
Human
Torch
Torch
died.
died.
Human
Human
Torch
Torch
Ah,
died.
then Spider-Man came with the trash bag on his head.
Tell him what you said.
Oh, yeah, I got Batman Year One
Oh,
full run single issues.
yeah.
How much do you think I can get for that?
I'll have to check the market price, and then I'll pay you 40% less because I have to make a profit. So.
Obviously.
Welcome to
I've
the...
been collecting the DC ones though.
Yeah, I'm not
He's
much of
very
a
much
DC
into
guy.
Marvel.
I'm a Marvel guy. I've been only
Okay.
recently trying to get into DC. I don't know why it doesn't resonate with me. I'm more of a Marvel guy. She's been doing the DC stuff, so we've been acquiring DC stuff.
Because I was very, because I've reorganized, you've seen it, the
Yeah.
bookshelves in our house. So I had all the comics, now all the comics are facing me. And I can really see, and you're trying to organize it. And I was like, wow, it's 2 shelves, it's just DC and Vertigo. Half a shelf is Marvel.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But in that half a shelf, the Marvel is predominantly Spider-Man and X-Men.
Wow.
yeah, the headliners.
It's like Spider-Man, X-Men, some Ultimates. And then the
Yeah.
DC one, Vertigo is just one shelf.
Yeah.
It's because you got Hellblazer, Sandman, Preacher,
Yeah.
all of that,
Yeah.
Transmetropolitan, and then 3/4 of a shelf is just Batman.
Speaking of shelves, right? When we first moved into our house, we had no furniture, but we had 4,000 comic books at home.
So they just stacked up like that.
we had the shelves, we had the comic books, and the mattress.
Yeah.
Priorities.
My favorite story to tell.
Priorities.
So how back does the collection go? What is your oldest comic book that you can think of?
I only started collecting in 2004, but
Okay.
the Linden collection goes back to the late 80s.
Okay.
And then there's some stuff from the late 70s as well that are obscure from his collection as well.
I found a few of my dad's Spider-Man issues.
Yeah, those are the 70s stuff.
70s.
Whoa!
And from the UK, so they're in pens, right? 9 pens, so they're elongated.
Different
that way.
format. Much bigger.
Straight,
yeah.
like that.
Oh.
Instead of
Horizontal, right?
instead
Yeah.
of portrait, it's landscape.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I know
Yeah.
which ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like.
Because the UK publishers had some.
Yeah,
other,
that's right. There was
Yeah.
license or something.
Because I remember I used to buy they came out with Marvel UK would come out with Spider-Man, and it was an oversized size, giant size, but it was so in that one of Bedwood Magazine,
Yeah.
you get an issue of Amazing, issue of Spectacular, issue of Spider-Man, issue of Spider-Man 2099,
Oh.
and an issue of one of the Marvel UK comics,
Oh.
all in one magazine.
Yeah, so similar.
And one original and one issue from Amazing Stories.
Ah, yeah.
So you get a full
Yeah.
the entire Spider-Man experience
Yeah.
for 1 month in just one magazine. The thing was because it's a magazine, so it's not considered not collectible.
Yeah, that's right.
But
So,
to me, I'm
yeah.
like, now I'm like, I kind of want one of those magazines
It's
again.
similar, and so but these are from the 70s, like
So it's a weird
it's a weird landscape format, yeah. And she's doing it as a giveaway actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but I asked one of the people who actually really knew how to price them, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, you have to keep this. You have to keep this. It's like 150 ringgit and above. I
How's
was
the,
like, no way.
how's the condition on those?
readable.
They're not torn.
They're not torn. They're not torn. They're not torn.
They're not near
I
mint
would say,
either.
yeah,
Okay,
I
okay.
would say 5 or 6 on the scale of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but pretty good, readable. Yeah, it's not in tatters, so not as bad as the Pakcik Kelantan collection.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh,
that
but
was
you
that
can
was
Cellophane
really
tape,
bad. Yeah, actually.
Oh my God.
The spine is cellophane taped.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, that trick.
Okay, so a majority of the collection is what, Marvel, DC, or is it
Mostly
across the
Marvel,
board?
yeah,
Mostly
mostly
Marvel.
Yeah.
Are there any alternative presses?
Alternative price.
Like alternative comics, like Oni Press
Yeah, the
comics?
indie
or-
stuff. Yeah. A little bit, very very little. So I think we quantify them like 5 Marvel shelves, 1 DC shelves, and like half of indie stuff. So like yeah, so
But most of the things I got yesterday were a DC though, so that's like 2 DC.
yeah, so
now.
we're expanding. So like if you come to the store, on the right side will be the Dãny Ché collection. On the left side will be the everybody else's collection, consignments and the rentals. And the back wall will be the key issues.
Are you guys
and
open
the-
this weekend?
Yeah, come.
Chinese
Come
New Year,
on,
open.
Yeah, we're open actually. Yeah, we're not going out of town, so
I'm here.
And there's a lot of work to get done. So
We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
that-
family's not in town.
Yeah.
I thought they would be. Then like, my mom
What,
was like,
Daddy?
no. It's like they only come on the 6th. I'm like, what? Okay. I thought aku stress untuk apa?
Six?
Yeah,
Next
6 days.
month?
That's
6
what-
days.
Oh, the
6
Oh, 6
6 days.
days. Okay, I thought it was 6 as well.
That's quite a while away.
Today we hang here, this weekend we hang there.
Yes. Boleh.
Come, hang out.
Actually, I've got a really obscure question. Like, there's a bunch of comics that I wish I can still have single issues because I lost it all when I was a kid.
Okay.
But it's Dandy, Beetle, and
Yeah,
Buster.
yeah.
Do you have
I get
any
I
of
get
those?
that, I get that a lot from a lot of people who look for those kind of stuff. Yeah.
Malaysians.
It's quite tricky to get your hands on some of those. I've seen them around for 1 or 2 issues, but no,
I've
not
not
quite.
seen any.
Who brought
Yeah.
those into the country in the first place?
No
You know
idea.
where I used to buy it from? You know Hotley in Bangsa and Damansara Heights there?
Okay.
Behind there was this Indian uncle that used to sell, comic books. He was the one that sold the Archies, the Sailor Moons,
Yeah.
the all the mangas, and he had Beanos, Dandies, and Busters. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
definitely gotta get my hands on. I gotta get my hands on some of those.
Yeah, I
But
know.
yeah, and even the manga. We've got one potential renter of shelves who want to fill it up with manga.
Nice.
nice.
So I was like, yeah, why not, man? As long as it's in English, it's fine. So,
So
it's
basically,
like,
you're not.
Must be English.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I mean, like, because we're focusing on the.
What if
English
it's like the
market,
Malaysian
so-
run of like Mutiara Naga?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I feel like there's a lot of people already at the flea market in Amcorp who does that on the weekend.
Okay.
So that's their business model. Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
When we get a bigger store, we accommodate for everything.
He wants to get the whole row.
I want to get the
Oh,
whole
no.
I want to get the whole Amcorp. I want to revitalize the whole mall. The whole place needs a revitalization. dude.
Everybody
Like-
send your comic books over.
Because I would love to get my hands on an issue of Klongman.
Oh, yeah.
I got some Kluang Man if you want.
You've got some Klongman?
Yeah, I got
Bag and board.
Kluang
Oh
Man.
shit. Okay.
I got Kluang Man collection.
Damn.
I got
son.
Kluang Man. I got Bersama Selamanya.
Oi, shit.
Don't play.
Yeah, also because you were also telling us about how like the process kau menjaga all your comic books. You board and like wrap
Yes, bag and board.
bag and board.
Yes, but have to be bag, have to be board. If you want to consign or rent space, you have to be name it, and you have to have an inventory list, so we know what we're doing, and then
And these are only. So do you guys only do single issues, or do you do
no, we do trade
graphic
paperbacks.
novels,
We
trade
do trade
paperbacks,
We do,
collections?
I've got the Absolute Sandman at the back, but not for sale, just for reading, so
Okay.
you can still rent and stuff. We wanted to get the Absolute Hush, Batman Hush, yesterday.
Still getting it. Mommy said yes.
Mommy says yes.
Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of Absolute editions that we want to get our hands on,
Nice.
and trade paperbacks. Just trade paperbacks is ideal for renting
Yeah.
out and
Yeah,
reading.
yeah,
So like,
exactly.
definitely, yeah.
You just finish one story and then you're done.
Yeah, and because they don't like they generally don't go up in value other than the first editions and stuff,
Yeah.
which is very rare.
Yeah.
So those are more facilitating for reading. So more ideal for the library subscription idea. So
Nice.
Honestly, the more I think about this library subscription, the more I think it's genius. Because I mean, there are a lot of people that might just want to read the comics but might not want to buy the comics.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
like you said, new people who are just getting into comics. They don't have to have that burden of, oh, I have to spend like 90 ringgit for this trade paperback. I can just rent for a while.
Is there a reading area in the place?
there's a chair,
Oh,
but it's not
We
much
have
of
an
a
ottoman and that whole. It's really comfortable though.
yeah.
so I mean,
there's
totally.
not
If there
much
was,
space in the
if
store.
there was like a little cafe nook, and then
It's-
like,
it's
okay,
more-
it's $5 an hour, read some comic books.
it's smaller than your studio, man.
No,
so
tapi
like,
tapi cafe no tu cafe the drinks.
Alah, Nescafe can lah, cafe what?
I know, but no, but me is like it's it's
Oh, the drinks at the
spillage
comics?
hazard, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
we're
a reading nook.
With
Drink your shit outside the nook.
We have a bench outside. We have a bench right
we
outside.
have a bench outside. Actually, very
That's where we
convenient.
eat too.
No food in the store.
Please,
no
yeah.
food in the store, no food in the store.
Some guys coming with KFC fingers like, I like to read some comics.
No, dude, I was like, are you gonna make everybody wear gloves? He's like, no lah, and I was like,
That's a
oh.
bit much. I mean, like,
Now,
chill lah.
my question is, like, yes, we want everyone to read, but how are you handling, those, you might get those 5-6-year-old toddlers who might get their hands on some of the comics and, like,
Generally, they look for Spider-Man, and I have trade paperbacks for them. So like, here you go. Don't touch anything else.
good job, good job. Because I think getting their hands...
So they don't accidentally get their hands on, like
Like
Killing
I said,
Joke.
Yeah, like I said,
First
all
edition.
the good stuff is all at the back,
Alright.
and they've got doors on the cabinets.
Ah, okay.
So members only if you want to partake, but everything
If you
else
want
is
to
for everybody else.
partake.
So like,
Because, yeah, I mean, comics, some of them at least, need to be protected because you never know,
Yeah.
they can go up in
That's
value
right.
and
Those-
stuff. And
yeah.
that's always the hazard, especially with opening a comic shop. How do you keep those editions intact without having it...
at the back wall in the lock cabinet.
nice.
Good
But
job.
it's a
You've thought-
display
you've thought
cabinet,
this
so
very
it's
smartly.
glass, right? Yeah.
You've thought this very, very smartly.
No dehumidifier yet. No.
No, not extreme yet. But
Climate control.
although we have discovered that our aircon is dripping, so
Oh,
that
no.
is scary. So we're gonna get somebody in there
Oh
to.
my God.
Yeah.
It's
sort
okay.
that
It's
out,
okay.
yeah.
It's just 5 drips a day.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
dampness.
Yeah, dampness, humidity, danger.
Those people that should.
Wow.
Yes, because comics are very delicate.
Oh yeah.
Malek
I was just agreeing.
No, I thought you had a question for it.
No, I was just agreeing.
So, okay, like, outside we were talking about your future visions for Dãny Ché Comics. Like, you
Yeah.
said you wanted to expand in the future. Like, what do you envision Dãny Ché Comics becoming?
Pop culture store.
Nice.
So, you
So
expanding,
American pop culture store. So
expanding beyond comics?
definitely, yeah, merchandise, anything. Actually, I met this guy who knows a guy who has the license for apparently Marvel DC.
Oh, okay.
So he handles the licensing for all the printing of all the shirts and everything.
Oh.
So I gotta
Oh.
go track down that guy and meet that guy and
Nice.
say, hey, you wanna do something? And then we can design and make our own stuff, license from like Marvel and DC. So that would be amazing because like just random covers on shirts can like sell like hotcakes, dude. Like,
That's true.
Oh, yes.
I just suddenly had a thought.
What?
Like, those like prints with like, Marvel comics, whatever on them that you can get? Kabaya.
yeah.
What do you mean kabaya?
Ooh, like, design
Like a-
it.
like
Comic
buy
book
it.
kabaya.
Yeah.
I was
think that's
thinking,
too
I was
busy?
thinking, I was thinking
Kabaya,
comic book
kabaya.
comic suit actually. I thought
suit?
like a suit made a comic book. Cause
No,
we found
a
some.
sarong.
I'm sure
You
somebody
wanted
has
a
done
Yeah,
that.
we're gonna make a sarong. We're gonna make a
Sarong.
sarong as
Sarong,
well.
You
yeah.
Yeah.
wanna work with the kabaya?
The top maybe
Too much?
No.
No, unless you
Too
make it
jazzy?
very subtle.
Baju kurung
Yeah.
mungkin.
Baju kurung maybe, yeah. I think kabaya is very intricate.
Because
yeah.
kabaya is the cut, you be
Yeah.
cutting through the panels. So
At least the skirt of the kabaya?
The skirt of the kabaya
The skirt
can.
of-
Yeah,
yeah.
the skirt of the
That
kabaya
one can.
Yeah, I was thinking blazers and sarongs.
Yeah, I was thinking blazers as well as maybe
pencil
like a
skirts.
Pencil
Actually,
skirts,
blaze would be
yes.
nice. If
Like
the
a
blaze
robe.
is normal, but the lining is just comics.
Yeah,
that'd be
yeah,
dope.
yeah.
No, I remember last time when the DC store used to be in Wanutama, they used to have full-on suits, and there was one that I was dying to get. It was the Batman one, but it was very subtle. It's a black suit, but it's grey, and it has, like you said, it's all the Batman comics, all on it in black and white.
Ah.
I was like, ooh, it's not loud enough to be like, oh, this is too much, but nice and subtle enough to be like, oh, if you see it, you see it.
I actually got one of those jackets because it was when they were like really getting rid of stuff.
Yes.
So it was a Superman 3/4 coat, but it was ridiculously subtle. So it's like the cutting is inspired by Kryptonian, whatever the fuck. It's just a nice cut.
Yeah.
But the lining inside is shiny black of the Superman logo on black.
Oh, sounds cool.
Right? So I was like, this doesn't even look like a Superman thing, but you know it's a Superman thing. It's like, and I bought it even though it didn't fit me. That was what? When I first started dating Eva, so
Yeah.
2013.
Does it fit you now?
Finally.
A decade ago.
Finally, I put it on like, I'm Superman!
You are Kal-El.
Well, if you wear that over on the 29th when you come to the shop launch,
It's too hot.
We'll keep it cool. We'll keep it cool at the shop.
You just put it on for like photos, then habis. Then you take it off.
Oh boy.
Actually, one thing I do want to get to. So, of course, you two are married. Just recently married,
Very
of course.
recently, yes.
And you're in this business together. What aspect of the business do each of you handle?
Good question.
She's my chief marketing officer.
I try.
CMO.
CMO.
Okay.
She's amazing.
I would have
Just
assumed
like-
she'd be the CFO.
Yeah, probably too, actually. Now that you mention
Yeah, the
it.
bag is with me.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
The card is with me, and the check is with me.
So you're the CEO.
I just handle everything else.
You do the manpower.
There, the donkey work,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so
Whatever
basically
needs
all
to
the
get done. I'm the idea guy.
Okay.
It's the
So you're saying it's
creative.
Jobs and Wozniak over here, or what's going on?
Yeah, kind of. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't signed a contract yet, man. I don't even know my
Oh.
salary here. Like we haven't talked about
we
that.
haven't negotiated.
So you
Probation
sign the most
period.
important contract where it's like, you know, if there is a, you know, touch on knock on wood separation of the merger, you get half everything anyway.
Yeah, we haven't talked about that.
Uh-oh.
No. I think we're fine.
You're welcome to half
fine.
my life, my darling.
We're
Too
fine,
late
we're
for a
fine.
prenup, bro. Too late for a prenup.
We just-
Split down the middle.
We get some great marriage
Most of the
advice.
books are his. No.
But working together, how has it been so far?
It's so fun. I love it. She keeps me going. She's so
Nice.
motivating every day. She gets the coffee,
In the morning,
she
I'm
gets the
like,
food.
coffee, come on, let's go.
No. Okay, so we know how he got into comics. How did you get into comics, Irish?
Through Dãny Ché.
Oh.
Yeah, I feel like in general, I'm so much more of a movie watcher, right?
Okay.
So I watch their movies, the Marvel Universe, Batman per se, DC, and everything, right? And so I realized that there's a lot of things we do not know about these characters until we actually read the comics.
Yes.
And that's how I think that's where my role will be playing about with people in general who do not know much about these characters and their backgrounds, because that's where I'm coming from. Yeah.
So what was your first comic book? Or
Well, first time we're like, okay, I'm getting into this.
Oh, I found poison ivy and
Ha!
I died yesterday. I don't know why, but poison ivy, yes, I really died when I saw the comic book yesterday, and I was like, okay, this one is mine.
Good choice, Poison Ivy.
And Scarlet Witch.
Really?
Scarlet Witch, yes, with all the dimensions of her character.
which part of Scarlet Witch?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the time when
The
she was
last
making
movie,
fake babies.
the last movie.
Okay.
That she was part of. Was it? It was.
Oh, in the
was it?
MCU, from the MCU.
Yeah.
Okay. Has Danny then introduced you to House of M yet?
No.
I tried.
I don't
I tried.
think so.
I tried.
That's a big story, though.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a
well,
big story.
just the main story is only one trade paperback, which
Yeah.
you can do, but it is
Yeah.
about Scarlet Witch going a bit nuts.
A
And
bit?
A bit, I think, is underselling it.
Have you seen WandaVision?
The first few episodes.
Okay. And you haven't seen Multiverse Strange?
Have you seen Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness?
I have.
so
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so Scarlet Witch losing a shit.
It's
Yeah.
inspired by that story.
That is
Light.
why. That is why I fell in love with Scarlet Witch from
Ah.
like when she was shown in that you know that movie. Mm-hmm. It's like
As
getting
opposed
to know
to,
her there.
I am Russian magic person.
Yes. We are, what are we called again? Special?
Enhanced?
What? Enhanced?
We're not mutants. Think things. Nobody say the M word.
No, but we can now!
Fox is dead. Say the M word.
Mutant!
When is that happening?
What is
It's already started.
Yeah, when are they actually being introduced properly?
No,
in
they
the
said
MCU?
it in Black Panther. They finally
They
said
finally
it.
said the word mutant, for Namor.
Yeah.
For no, okay.
So
yeah,
they've
okay.
established Namor as a mutant because the other Atlanteans look nothing like him.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, okay, you're different.
Okay. Yeah, and we got Charles in the Multiverse of Madness, didn't we? So
Yes.
Yeah, from
yes.
another Earth.
yeah.
But I don't think he said mutant
Yeah.
yet.
They didn't say
Just
mutant
didn't
yet.
mean
Like the official saying of the word mutant came in Black Panther.
It's so weird now rewatching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it's like, wow, you were really trying to do X-Men without being able to say the word mutant.
yes.
Because it was just like, this is these are mutants. Don't say it.
No.
They're different.
We don't have the rights to say mutant.
I lost momentum on the Agents of Shield after.
Same.
It was like
I think
I
everyone
couldn't do it. But I thought that I was
I stopped when Coulson died.
the main actress when they changed
Spoilers.
the character into
Chloe Bennet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they made
they
her
made
into Daisy
Tremor?
Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was cool because one of my favorite comics is Secret War, where they introduced Daisy Johnson, and she looked exactly like Angelina Jolie when she was young. That was like, that's gonna be some. You know that story about stealing the likeness of actors and actresses.
Yeah.
And Sam Jackson was like, "Did I let Marvel use my face for comic books?
Yes.
We better get some money out of these motherfuckers." And then that's how he got cast in the MCU.
Yep.
I was like, "What?"
I still think that reveal was
I mean,
amazing.
come on. It's like,
Genius!
are you still wondering why I should be cast? It's literally me.
Yes. I
I
mean,
mean,
when
you stole my likeness anyway, so you might as well.
It's a shame they never got Sting to play John Constantine.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool, man.
I still find it weird.
It's not
like,
too late.
He's based on Sting?
Really?
The original John Constantine, 80s Sting.
Oh.
Not now Sting.
Not tantric.
No.
Tantric yoga
Tantric
sting.
yoga.
Old 80s blonde hair
Police
police
Sting.
Sting.
Oh.
Visually, he was based on that.
Yeah.
You know? And then Sting became.
There's a brother.
The Constantine thing that we have at the shop.
Yes,
That
but he's evolved into a
one
very
spot.
interesting character over the last
Yeah.
few years.
He's evolved into
so
Matt Ryan.
I'm not sure what's happening with John nowadays.
Because that one kind of. When he got absorbed by DC,
Yeah.
that's when I tuned up because Hellblazer is one of my favorite comics ever.
It was a hell of a run, 300
and
issues.
and the thing I loved about it was he wasn't like Doctor Strange. He wasn't like, I will solve this with magic.
yeah.
You know, he's like, I'll solve this by telling a demon some bullshit
Yeah.
and then see what happens. You know, he was a con man,
He
and
was.
now he is very much the Hadouken! You know?
So okay, like coming back to your comic book journey, like out of the comics that you've read so far, which are you now eager to start getting your fingers into? Like, is there any particular comic run that you've seen so far? You're like, ooh, I want to see more of that.
Not really. I don't think so. Because I just started collecting them, and I'm like, I haven't even started opening and reading them just yet.
Well, you've been
Okay.
getting into a lot of DC, right?
Yes, definitely. Because it's more of just getting to know these characters more than what I've seen,
Yeah.
or like visually getting to know them better with their characters.
Yeah, the source material.
Relatableness. Stuff
If you
like
happen
that.
to have any of the issues, I would really recommend The Question.
the
I
question.
actually have like 4 issues of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know. It came in the Linden collection. I haven't read them myself, actually.
Thank you, Lyndon.
Thank you, Linden.
Because The Question is one of those interesting characters in DC. There's a lot of interesting characters in DC which people just take into weird directions. So,
I
yeah.
like the books of magic, like when they introduced John
Oh.
Constantine was one of them, and they called it the Trench Coat Brigade. And
Yeah.
like,
It's weird.
'Cause I think they realized, like, wait, so we have 3 magic guys in trench coats?
Yes.
I guess they should be together.
4, including John.
That's right, yes, including John.
No, but what I appreciate about what you're saying about why you wanted to come into this comic book journey, about wanting to learn more about these characters from the films, I appreciate that because, let's face it, a lot of young film watchers now watching the Marvel Universe or watching the DC Universe, they just base it on that without actually knowing what happens in the comics. Like,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things that they'll be like, oh, but this doesn't happen. Hey, this is so weird. And we're like, no, read the comics and you will understand this is exactly on brand.
Which is funny because the flip side of that is comic fans who are watching the movies going, this is wrong!
Yeah, I know.
Also
It's getting to know how they turned out that way in the movie.
creative liberties,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. But I will have to say, if you're going to enter the comic universe, the comic community can be quite ruthless at times. They
I
can be
agree.
quite pedantic
Yes,
at times.
I agree.
Like, no. This particular issue had to be written in this sort of way. This doesn't follow the storyline at all. It's a terrible issue. How dare they have Wonder Woman with only a short lasso and not a long lasso?
And these types of people are just
Yes.
wonderful to fuck with.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
The
best.
other day, it was a weekday, right?
Yay, stories.
Okay, what happened?
We had 3 people come into the store, and they're like in the community, like they're up there in the community,
Otaku lah tu.
and like I was like, no, just like talking about it for
Okay.
hours, and we went home at 10 p.m. It was
my
like,
God.
it was a 9-hour conversation.
Oh,
And he left me, and he left me.
I went for 2 cigarettes. I went for 2
Which
cigarettes.
felt like a whole hour, by the way. But they did taught me. They taught me a lot of things to look out for. You know, they're so supportive. They're actually quite
Okay.
supportive.
That's
We got the
good,
nice.
that's
We got the
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
guys.
yeah,
We got
yeah.
the nice guys.
They're
Yeah,
very
we're
nice.
waiting for the
They're so
ruthless ones to show
helpful.
up.
Along this journey, you're undoubtedly gonna meet them at some point.
Yeah, no, they're there. I'm very aware. I'm keeping my eye out. But
No, at some point they were just arguing with each other. And I was like, right, yes,
you
definitely.
could plug in a microphone in the shop and just make a podcast out of the conversations,
Oh, yeah.
man.
I'm
You
pretty
know?
sure.
You have your real life action clerks. You have your own quick stop.
Oh, basically every random dialogue scene in
comic book.
no Big Bang Theory. Whenever they're at the
Oh,
comic
yeah.
shop.
That's true.
Secret
That is
Stash,
true.
yeah.
I mean, come on, it's undoubted. We all talked about Kevin Smith, so of course Secret Stash would come out. But yeah, I'm really hoping to see where Dãny Ché Comics goes because it's exciting to see another
Yeah,
comic
Me
shop come
too.
out.
I'm excited as
And
well.
it's the once you explain the business model on how you guys do it, it's like, oh, that is something very different.
And very attractive, if I
Yes.
may say so. Yeah, like to me, I'm already sold. I'm like, what? I get to rent comics and I can just give it back and read. I'm like, fuck, I'm sold.
Come.
Because that is undoubtedly the problem. Even single issues are so pricey that
Prohibitively expensive,
even if you
yeah.
want to get into it, you're like, am I willing to fork out like 35 ringgit for this for like 20 pages?
And wait 6 months for the whole story.
Yeah,
Because even in America, like $3.99 an issue,
it's still a bit steep.
that's not a kid going to a candy store going, I'll grab a Spider-Man and a
Yeah.
Mars bar. It's too much.
I feel it's no longer as accessible as it was when we were kids.
Yeah, because it's not sold at the Kedai Runchets anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's got value. So what are you gonna do?
How is
It's got price. I'm not sure about value. The value's in the reading. The value's in how it makes you feel, you know? So like
That's true. That is so true.
that's
I feel like-
that's my philosophy. So
I feel like when people come into the store, right, when you know exactly what you're looking for, or you know exactly like how to talk about comics, I send you to him. But if we're
You
gonna
know
talk about
nothing?
movies, and you want to know more about your the characters you're into, then I'll direct you to where you're supposed to go. Yeah.
That makes a good team. So you were gonna ask?
Yeah, so how's the response been so far? Are you signing? Have people started signing up already for the subscription service?
we've got 2 members.
Hey.
One of them is Uma. But yeah, there were 2 previous subscribers from like 3 or 4 years ago. They had a few boxes and they were like, "Oh, okay, I think it's too much of a logistical problem for me to actually move and get back to you,
Yeah.
and then you coming here and pick it up." So now that I have a shop, it kind of centralizes everything
Yeah,
and
yeah.
simplifies the logistical aspect. Just come back to Amcop every Sunday or every month on
And
Sunday.
they get to also pick what they want to put in their subscription
yeah,
box.
off
And
the shelf. you know?
that's amazing. It's not like you're going to send them random comics. They get to choose what they want.
You can do
Yeah.
the random thing as well if you like,
Random
because like it's
kinda
nice to
fun.
yeah, it could be
That's
discover new things. You never know what you like and what you don't like, right?
But
Like-
speaking of which, you say you're doing online selling during the pandemic as well, is it?
It was online subscriptions, so it was during the
okay.
pandemic. So we had like 2 or 3 customers who were interested in the business model because of advertising on Instagram.
Okay.
So like, this sounds interesting. How does it work? And I was like, yeah, just give us a deposit, pay the monthly thing, and then we'll do a.
That brings me on to a question. If that was during the pandemic, so how do you sanitize a comic book?
Oof. You don't.
We trust.
Good answer.
That was actually really good.
Lots of
That was
Good,
good.
good, good.
Because I was just imagining like just spraying alcohol on this thing. Like,
No.
You just let the bacteria die of natural causes.
UV. You could. I guess you could UV.
UV, maybe UV. Yeah.
No, actually cannot.
You might
Oh,
burn
yeah,
something.
So that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
No, I don't
Even
know
UV,
that.
what UV every single page?
No, but UV will deteriorate the
Yeah,
ink.
because it's pretty hot.
Yeah.
That UV for germs is pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
you
a
can't
good
sanitize-
question.
you can't
Yeah,
sanitize
that's
a
good.
comic
I don't think you could just let the
Fast.
bacteria die of natural causes. You can't do anything.
But I mean, it was good that you were opening during the pandemic in terms of like doing your trial run there, so that by the time after the pandemic, you're like, okay, this
There's
model
that
kind of works. Now we can just let it go, start running already.
Yeah, we're trying to build the momentum.
And it is, I've started noticing, especially because of the pandemic onwards, like the idea of rental of stuff has become like, because I started noticing, because, you know, I've been looking for a PlayStation for ages. And then I found like, yeah, people just rent PlayStations.
Really?
Yeah, you can get like, you know, like $50 a week. And I was like, say what?
Yeah.
Okay.
They used to do that a lot in Indonesia. Actually,
yeah?
my mom's from Indonesia. They had the neighborhood. There was this guy with like 20 PlayStations, and they just rented it out to the kids in the neighborhood.
Oh my god, that's
It's a brilliant business model.
Because I've been seeing that. I've been seeing rental of rental
Karaoke
of
machines.
games.
Karaoke machines, apparently, yeah.
Wow.
Friends. Vacuum cleaners, the super vacuum cleaner ones. The water spray jet
Oh, okay,
ones.
like special vac. It's
the
not just
carpet ones.
It's not just a regular vacuum cleaner.
Some butt was like, hey, you want my Panasonic one that I had 10 years ago?
Wala, ren Dyson.
The water blasting suction.
That one I
ones,
get,
yeah.
that one I get.
Or like people are finally doing the lease to own model, because I noticed that started up in the pandemic a lot because
People needed
'Cause,
shit,
yeah.
but they don't have enough money for it.
I noticed it with musical instruments because nobody can afford to buy a guitar outright anymore, like a good guitar.
Yeah.
So if you're bringing expensive guitars, like none of these are selling, but $200 a month, okay, now I can buy this guitar.
Yeah. And now, especially with the rise of GrabPay doing the installment system, as well as My IOU as well, which also has installment systems, I think that's the model that's slowly being adopted this day and age. Because let's face it, everything's increasing, but Agaji is staying the same.
You
There's-
just have to facilitate the trade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we gotta find
And I
ways.
can get behind a subscription model for comics much more than an app.
Member number
Hey, new member.
yes. So yes, this episode should be coming out tomorrow, I think.
Huh?
So,
Oh, you're just gonna assume I'm gonna edit everything tonight, is it?
tomorrow or day after.
One day after.
you know?
Isn't that?
I'm just
always
fucking with you.
I was like, isn't that always how it's done?
No, I was like, what editing?
I'm like,
We don't edit this shit.
So what I'm trying to get at is, so this episode's coming tomorrow, a full week before you guys open. So whoever's listening to this, please make sure you go and check out Dãny Ché Comics when they open on the 29th of January, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
What time do you open?
11.
11 until 6 p.m. on that day,
Alright.
but the event shall start at 12.
12 p.m.
Yes.
And what kind of event is it?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got a lot of giveaways. There'll be 300 comic books up for for raffle.
So,
So
buy
you
raffle
gotta
tickets.
get your raffle tickets first,
Nice.
and then everybody wins because there's only 100 or 200 raffle tickets. So whatever you have,
Someone-
you're actually
gonna
gonna
get-
really.
Oh, you
you're
actually
gonna
know,
win.
so just get a raffle and you will walk away with a comic
You
book.
will walk away with a comic book, yeah, definitely.
How much is a raffle ticket?
Yeah.
There's a booklet of 30, a booklet of 50, a booklet of 100. So
clever.
30 ringgit, 10 3 pages, no?
Yeah,
3
so
pages.
they're
yeah.
$10 a ticket, but
Yeah.
they come in booklets. So $30 booklet, $50 booklet, and $100 booklet. So how many chances you want to win? So,
I say we go at launch.
Yes.
I wanna check
Let's
it out
do
at
that,
launch,
yeah.
yes.
We'll be there at the launch.
yay!
Yes. Confirmed. And then
And
pass.
also,
Yes.
the giveaways, right? For the raffles, the book itself and the comics, they're worth $500,
The,
$300, and we've got one that's
the three
that's
was
like
300 bucks.
1,000
though?
plus ish.
Are we giving away that one?
Yes, we are. We are.
I guess
And then you see Danny's face. Get that. No, no.
Listen to your CFO.
Listen, CFO and CMO. Okay.
I just want to make a really fun day out of it. The 29th.
Yeah.
It's gotta be fun.
Okay,
unless it backfires and you just get a bunch of people fighting over that one clip.
Oh, bidding? Good idea.
Auction.
Good idea.
Auction.
Good idea.
Who
We'll
wants to
do that
auction
too.
the raffle ticket?
Okay,
Auction
so what do you expect when they come on the launch? So the raffles, giveaways, and then what else? You guys have anything else in?
Mihun, sirap.
Dong
Well,
Changs?
membership subscriptions will be at 10% off on that day. So
Early
you
adopter,
wanna
guys.
you wanna sign up for your membership on that day, and as soon as you get your membership, when you want to buy something, any of the books, you get 10% on top of it as well. And we also have $3 vouchers, $20 vouchers, $50 vouchers to give away for when you want to come back and buy more books.
We are going on the 29th. We will be there.
Come before, guys. We're setting up, and make sure we're there. And
Okay.
Make sure
check it
you
out.
go to your family events, get the ang paos.
Yes, Serbu dengan
Yeah,
angpau
yeah.
semua.
That's my goal for this
Yes.
Chinese
Yeah.
year. And
Load up on
past
them
that,
angpao.
what are your opening hours and days like after that?
The plan is Thursday, Friday, 11 to 4, and then Saturday, Sunday, 11 to 6.
Okay.
Nice.
And where can people find you?
Amcot Mall.
And
on
on
socials.
social media.
On social media.
Yes.
Yeah.
On Instagram, we're at Dãny Ché Comics, and on Facebook, it's also at Dãny Ché Comics.
Also Twitter for some reason, but Twitter.
For some reason.
At Dãny Ché Comics as well.
Same thing with us. We're just
Hi, Elon. Yeah, dick.
Is he still? I thought he got ousted as boss after that poll.
Ousted?
Has it been
There
official?
was a
He
poll?
bought the place.
No, because
Is it official?
No,
No,
he got
because
a poll, and then that's when he said like, okay, the polls don't work.
Oh,
Really?
No,
Yes.
because
Of course
he
he
sent
learned
out a poll basically saying,
Should I stay or should I go?
should I stay or should I go?
Should I stay
And
or
guess
should
what was
I
the
go?
vote? And of course, the 100% vote was go.
Leave!
Oh, polls don't work.
Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, the algorithm for the polls don't work. Oh, we have to relook into this. Like, really?
So yes, go and check out Dãny Ché Comics.
Yes.
Also, make sure you come in for the launch on the 29th of January. You heard it all here first. 2023. Yes.
2023.
2023.
The first 50 people who comes over is going home with a goodie bag too.
Goodie bag.
On top of everything else that we're actually giving away.
It's-
Sorry,
there's gonna
on top
be
of
a
everything
lot of
else
free shit.
I'm giving away.
Yes, so if you're a comic book collector or want to get into comics, this is the perfect event for you to come to.
And don't be the dick that goes like, oh, I got this already. No.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Doubles have value.
Yes.
Means
And
one
with
of them
that-
you can read without gloves.
One reading copy, one keeping copy.
There you go.
Yes.
Were you that type?
No, I bought for reading. I never collected.
Nice.
I don't consider myself a collector. So
Some I collect. Some. Just a few.
Yes, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Amelia Chen.
I am Nick Dorian.
I'm Carolyn Baha.
I'm Dãny Ché.
I'm Danica Irish.
Keep geeking out, yo.